I was surrounded by a lot of compulsive lying throughout my upbringing. I want to share how you can go from being in that position to almost never lying right now. In order to do that, I need to tell you a little about my past and my journey. So what does compulsive lying mean to me? To me, compulsive lying is lying without being able to control or hold it. Now, throughout a lot of my upbringing, I was surrounded by a lot of this. Not to throw him under the bus, but the biggest culprit was my brother. And it got to a point of he hardly told the truth. There was never a sliver of truth in a lot of things. And it also stemmed from other relationships that I had growing up, friendship-wise, family-wise. There was a lot of different compulsive lying going on. And me, myself, I used to lie. And I feel like I still do at points to this day. But because of everything that has happened, I try to hold myself accountable to not lie. Now, again, like I said, I still do. Sometimes I still tell a white lie here or there. But I feel like lying gets you absolutely nowhere. Lying only makes problems worse. It only makes matters worse. I've had a lot of back and forth with the missus about this as well. At times where she doesn't like how truthful I am, because I will blatantly tell the truth. I'm very blunt about it. But from my perspective, I feel like no matter how mean, you don't have to be mean to be truthful. That's the thing that people don't understand as well. I think some people don't want to hear the truth. But I feel like even if it does hurt someone, in telling the truth, you gain more respect from the person. But you also let them in on what they need to hear. And I feel like in lying, you're just like going about that the complete wrong way. That is my personal opinion. I don't even know what I'm on about today. But yeah, I feel like I should scrap this video already. This is episode 10. We have been doing very good with this, with Verbal Journal. This episode, I had something planned out and my brain is farting. So I feel like it's going to be a flop. So something else we could talk about is where I am, where I'm at. Maybe that was just the intro to the episode. I don't necessarily have to stick to it. I need to remember that I'm creating these videos to teach you guys and help you along the way of me teaching myself and helping myself. And I got to remember that this is also me journaling. As much as I'm giving advice, I also am journaling. That's what this is. This is here for me to be the most authentic and raw as I possibly can be. And I feel like recently, because I'm wanting my videos to do good, I'm creating stories for absolutely everything. I need to remember that that's not strictly and solely the case all the time. But where am I right now? So I've talked about this a lot, especially since starting this. Right now, I am at a point, I don't know if I've mentioned this in a past episode or if this has been on stream or what it was, but I knew that I was reading about business and I knew that I was watching a lot of YouTube videos. I feel like I have talked about this, but if you haven't heard any of it, go watch my last video or one of my last videos wherever I am talking about it. If not, listen to this, right? So I'm in a position and I'm adding to the story if you have heard it already. But I'm in a position where I've been learning a lot about business, learning about money. I love creating music. And I feel like for me, if I'm going to make money, it's not through my music. That's more something I want to keep as a delicacy. I know there's a weird bit of wording for it, but I want to protect it, if that makes sense. I want it to be my baby. I don't want to abuse it and I don't want to do it for the money. I want to do it for the love because I fucking love doing it. And that's not to say these other things I'm not going to be doing for the love. I think that's very important to keep in mind. But I think I've just come to the realization that that's not how I want to make my money online. And in that, on this weekend that has just passed, I was working. I have an idea for a clothing brand, and I am putting that into full force. I'm saving money to go into that to reinvest into it. I'm learning as much as possible. I'm applying as much action as possible. The one thing that I've learned through all these videos and books or whatever is in order to get money, which I know a lot of people want, and I definitely want. I don't want to be stuck in the same fucking cycle all the time. Like, I keep talking about this shit. I think it's important that I keep talking about it and applying action because it will hold myself accountable to keep applying action, and with action comes change. But the main thing I've learned is you have to get any sort of saving or riches is to lower your cost, increase your income. They're the two key factors to becoming rich. You don't have to fucking be an OnlyFans model. You don't have to sell these $1 million courses. All you need to do is lower your cost, increase your income. If you can do those two things, you will become rich, essentially. It's inevitable. If you can stay disciplined with it, then you are inevitably going to become rich. And that's not my main goal. But in getting money, I will put myself ahead. Creating freedom. I think that's a big goal that I have for myself. It's just creating freedom. Being stuck in the same position for so long and hating it with an absolute passion. And I just don't want to put up with it anymore. I want to create something that frees me, frees my time up, frees my everything up, but also frees that for the people around me as well that I care about. Because there's a lot of discipline that comes with applying all this action all the time. And I feel like that in itself is a never-ending cycle, but that's not what I'm trying to talk about. I just said that. That's something else I've been trying to do is cut the ums out of my vocabulary. I haven't been overly strict with it because I feel like in person I don't do it as much. I feel like I probably do it more on camera because I don't know what I'm going to be saying next. I don't script a lot of shit. But that's gone off topic again. So I'm in a position where I've been learning this stuff. I've been putting into action creating this clothing brand, and I've been learning a lot. Like I'm applying action to things I've never even stepped my foot in before. It's actually been very exciting and liberating. On top of that, right now, to increase my income, I've been A, working a lot of overtime. B, I've mentioned Airtasker before. And at the moment, through Airtasker actually, which is C, there is a company, I'm not going to name names, that I've been making money through. I just made $200 the other day, making money online. I don't want to go into detail what that is, but for privacy reasons, but that is another source of income that I am getting. So everything that I didn't think was possible in the past, I am breaking free of that. And I feel like this is still very beginning stages. I'm essentially just freeing my mind into what is possible and what I can achieve. Tying back to what I was talking about at the beginning, I feel like the only way I was to get into the position that I am is being honest and truthful to myself. There is a lot of times where I don't listen to the inner voice that I have or listen to what's right for me. And that's a bad thing. But I try to be as honest with myself as possible. I don't claim to be a master of that. I'm definitely not a perfect human. But I feel like in that, it's allowed me to take myself to where I am today. So when I talk about telling the truth, it's not just to other people, it's to myself as well. Gain respect through other people by telling the truth, but gain the most respect by yourself by telling yourself the truth. And it's a fucking difficult task because I feel like you don't always know what the truth is, or your conscious tries to shove it down and drown it, but your subconscious knows. If I was to compulsively lie all the time, then I wouldn't be in the position I am, because there is a lot of outside voices that I've had in my life that try to shut down that liberation. And if I were to listen to that and lie to myself and go, you know what, maybe they're right, let's listen to them, then yeah, I wouldn't be where I am, bro. Yeah. Again, I don't know if I should scrap this episode or just get it out there because it is just me journaling. The other thing I'll bring up as well, a bit more of a more personal. It's not really personal, but recently I have had problems with anger and not even realizing it and being pointed out and just responding with aggravation, I guess, and not realizing it up until today, where I had tried to be in the best mood I can. There was a lot of things that went wrong, and it was the people around me that were in that real negative mood. And I think because I was being as positive as I could be, I noticed it all. And I don't know if that's because I've become used to the negativity. It probably is. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and I feel like that's exactly what's happened. And it's something I haven't clocked, which is not a good thing. Sometimes you fall into these traps emotionally where it doesn't matter who tells you what, how many times they tell you something, you believe you're not in that position until you take a step back and look from a different perspective, and you're like, oh shit, maybe they're right. So, talking about before, that can go one of two ways where you listen to the outside voices. But you just got to keep on keeping on, man. Keep doing you. Keep being as honest to yourself as possible. Yeah. So that's where I am right now. I've got a show coming up next week. I think it's the 28th. So it'll be the week of the release of this. I also have my album dropping this week as well. I feel like promotion has been very shy due to just everything going on, which leads into the next thing of realization that the other reason why I'm like, oh, I need a higher income is because I want to hire people to do stuff, bro. I do too much shit on my own, and I feel like I don't know if everyone reaches that point, but it comes to a point where you have to be honest with yourself and realize that you can't do everything. You can, but you're going to be jack of all trades, master of none. And there's so many different hats that I wear, and I make myself way too busy. And there's things like promotion, video editing that chew up so much time that I don't really do very well, and I have not done well. And I feel like I've been making music for 3 years now. Have I? Yeah, close to. And I'm still not getting where I want to be, and I feel like that's due to me not allowing other people to help. And I need to be honest with that inner voice and let other people in and let them help with that. Oh, I just said it again and I'm yawning. What else can we talk about today? This feels like such a scrapyard episode. I feel like I should really toss it. But stays like this where it doesn't matter. I'm getting the reps in. If you're watching this right now and you're trying something over and over again and you feel like you're getting nowhere and you start taking days off, you start giving up, don't. Bro, on days like this, I really wouldn't, I don't want to record this, but I'm here. I'm getting the reps in. I feel like it's so important. No matter how you feel, get them in. It's the same if you go to the gym. If you train, you will have those days where you really don't want to be there, but you put yourself there. If you put yourself there, you're gonna beat all competition. I'm a big believer in not competing against other people, but if you're trying to be a better version of yourself and compete against yourself, you need to be better than you were. You need to push those limits. If you don't feel like going, shut the fuck up, go. Simply put. Anyways, I feel like I'm going to leave this as a shorter episode. It feels way too scattered. But again, at the end of the day, I'm here. I'm putting this out. If you guys like these shorter episodes, let me know down in the comments below. If not, tell me to get. Yeah. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care and peace.